Hello there. Welcome to an episode of the Zimbabwe Bright Futures podcast series in partnership with Africa University Roadtrot and also Elevation Zimbabwe. We're joined again by another one of our amazing students who's here to give us a little bit of information and insight into their university experiences. So to start with, please could you tell us your name, what subject you're studying, and what year you're in?
Hello and thank you so much. Well, my name is Tafadzwa Mukura. I'm a 1-2 student studying computer science at Africa University.
Thanks, Tafadzwa. We're so happy to have you here. We're going to go right back to the start, so I hope you'll be able to cast your mind back that far. When you were doing your A levels, did you know what you wanted to study at university?
Well, when I did my A-levels, I had 2 programs in mind. This is accounting and computer science. Well, actually, computer science is a passion. It's something that I had a passion about. I had been curious about this whole evolution, this whole technological advancement, and I needed to get to the root of it all. I needed to know where it all started and how it all happens. Like, where is this whole digitalization thing coming from? So that was the motive for behind computer science, because I hadn't started coding or creating programs or doing any programming. Like, I didn't know anything, but that was just me in my mind. So that was the motive behind doing computer science at A level. And as for accounting, well, coming from O level, where I just passed accounting with no sweat, I took accounting for granted. I thought accounting was some walkover subject, like it was just a simple subject. And my other motive for accounting was from my family. It's like everyone in my family studied accounting at a university and everyone has an accounting degree. This includes my mom and my dad, and some of my cousins even did ACA, even did articles. So they motivated me, they inspired me. So I thought I was this accounting person and I saw myself in their shoes. But then when I got to A level and when I actually started doing A level accounting, I realized that this whole accounting thing is not my thing at all, and that I was actually destined to do computers, because that's when I started coding. And then I realized that I actually enjoy this. I actually enjoy spending my time on my laptop. I felt I felt really happy around my laptop, and at some point in time I got addicted to just having my laptop around me. And that's when I actually discovered who I really am, that I'm not even close to being an accountant, and failing accounting at A level did not even surprise me. Instead, if I had passed accounting, I was gonna be confused. But failing accounting made it clear to me that I wasn't anywhere close to being an accountant or some articles person, if I may say. Anyway, so that's how I then decided to do a computer science at university level. So yeah.
It's good to hear that you followed your passion and you followed what you felt like you could be successful in. That's a really inspiring story. So after the time when you had decided that you wanted to go down the route of computer science primarily, where did you find the information about what courses at university would best suit what you like doing the most?
Well, actually, I just knew that I wanted to do computer science, and but I wasn't really sure what exactly in particular I wanted to be when I grow up. I knew I wanted to be a web developer, but and I knew I had to do computer science. But honestly, I didn't know about the courses. I didn't know which courses I was going to take, because if I knew which courses I was supposed to do or I was going to do at university, I'm sure I would have done maths at A level, but it's unfortunate I didn't do math at A level. So I actually didn't know. But then I just knew that doing computer science at university would lead me into being a web developer, which I still want to be. And I just knew that at some point in time I was going to learn about HTML, CSS and stuff, which is what I did in 1-1. Though we didn't finish the course because we ended on JavaScript, so I'm not sure when we're going to continue because we're not doing different courses now, but I'm sure I'm following my dream. So yeah.
Yes, definitely. As they say, progress is a must, and it sounds like you're making progress. Good to hear that you're still studying, even though it's not quite what you were hoping for. But I'm confident that it will get back on track as soon as possible. If you could tell your younger self something that's either good or bad that you wish you knew earlier about going to university, what would that something be?
Well, actually, I discovered that in university, people, before coming to university, people told me that university is easy and you don't really have to study that much. It's it's just you and the world. Oh yeah, basically it's you and the world. No restrictions to anything. It's just you and your self-control. Then I was like, fair and fine. Sounds great, sounds cool. And I liked the sound of that. I went to university. Well, it's unfortunate I couldn't experience the campus life because ever since I started in August last year, it has been online ever since. So I haven't experienced campus life. But one thing I've noticed that people say, but is not as true, is that university is easy. Trust me, university is not easy. But I don't mean to demotivate anyone, but I'm just saying what I think. University is not easy. And this is why one is required to follow their dreams. You need to follow your passion. You need to take a course that you really, a program that you really like, something that you know that no matter how hard it's going to be, you can still get the strength to study. Because it's about you pushing yourself. Because no one is going to be there to tell you to read. There are no A-level teachers who will be holding a stick and threatening your life that if you don't study, this is going to happen. No such threats. It's just you and your motives. It's just you and your goals. So if you're not serious about your goals, peer pressure will take you through. And yeah. So I'm just urging those A levels that please do not be fooled that university is easy. And no program is easy. Well, I don't do all the programs and I don't really know anything or rather much about other programs, but I definitely know that they're not easy and you need to follow your dreams. If you're doing arts and you discover that you're not an arts person, I would urge you that if possible, you can divert at university. Do what you think will suit you. Do what you think you'll be able to cope with for the 4 or 5 years or whatever years you're going to be at university. Because, it's going to be real. So, yeah, that's my advice. And I would urge you all, A levels, to come to Africa University because it's the Valley of Dreams. It's where dreams are fulfilled. So come at Africa University and fulfill your dreams at the Valley of Dreams.
I love that little extra plug there. That's so cute. Yes, you know what? I've been hearing Africa University is the place of dreams. So maybe I might come back and study something there as well. Okay, so now that we've kind of got a bit of insight into what happened in the lead up to you choosing your course, did your family or your friends influence any part of your decision on what to study? I know you said that, you come from a family of accountants and you're very passionate about coding and everything to do with computer science. So, did you ever have any discussions with any of your family or any of your friends, or did they ever give you any advice, and what was that advice? What were those discussions about?
Well, actually, um, yeah, people wanted me to do accounting or business management, but um, having given them valid reasons, because my parents asked me a series of questions. This includes, why do you want to do computer science? What are you going to do? What are you going to be in the future with computer science? And in the event that you don't get a job, what is computer science going to do for you? Like, is it going to like pave a way for you? Is it going to like give you a way forward in the event that you're stuck in the world and you don't have a job? And what are you gonna do with such a course, with such a program? So I was faced with so many questions, and having all those questions actually made me realize that um, I actually have a destination in computer science, because I could answer all the questions in relation to computer science, because I discovered that with computer science, even if I don't get a job in the future, I can still make applications, I can still make websites, I can still make softwares, sell them and still make money. I can actually big open a big organization for web developers, and it could be very profitable. Unlike if I'm to do accounting and I don't have the passion for accounting, it was gonna be hard for me in the future if I don't get a job for being an either an accountant or maybe proceeding with ACA. I was gonna maybe end up just not doing anything progressive, because I wouldn't have followed my dream. So yeah, my parents actually asked a whole lot of questions, because I'm the only one. Like literally, I'm the only one. So their question was like, why? Why are you the only one who wants to do computer science? Why is computer science so special to you? Like, why do you really want to do this course, yet no one has done it? And well, technology is advancing, but are you really ready to take such a path whereby it's constantly improving? Unlike accounts never changes. Accounts is accounts, regardless of whether being digitalized, computerized, or whether it's being done with the bookkeeping processes. It's still accounting. It still contains double entry. You don't have to change the systems. But unlike computer science, there are different languages, there are different devices, different peripherals, so much to do, so much to learn. So I just discovered that I think I am meant to be doing computer science. And then my friends, I also faced discrimination from my former school, because at that school it was just me and this other guy were the only two people the whole stream who did computer science. So I faced so many discriminations. People would go like, Tafadzwa, why are you doing computer science? People never pass computer science at this school. You don't even have a computer science teacher. Why even bothering yourself? And after all, you're doing 4 subjects and you're doing computer science on top of it, you're going to fail. But to my surprise, I passed computer science without a teacher. I had a teacher for 1 term. And guess what? I passed computer science. So I actually discovered that I had a good teacher in accounting, but I failed accounting, which meant that it wasn't my goal. It wasn't my core. So yeah, I then just so those were some of the reasons that I explained to my family members, to my friends, to my relatives, and to everyone who asks me why I'm doing computer science in particular. So yeah.
My gosh, against all odds, you ended up in the place that you wanted to. Well done to you for standing your ground and explaining your reasons. Like you said, I think when you're passionate about something, that's when you know all the answers to all the questions and you can give all the reasoning under the sun. So well done to you. I'm sure you are enjoying your course even more, knowing that you really earned your place there. So, coming on to the subject of course content, can you explain your course content as you know it now versus what you thought it was about before you started?
Well, actually, I just knew that computer science contained information to do with softwares, a little bit of math. Because if I knew math was going to be there, I would have done math. But I just thought maybe just here and there. I actually didn't know there would be a course called calculus, and right now I'm actually shocked to see like two courses which have math. So I guess math actually is a requirement, and I didn't know, and I didn't really expect it. And I also knew that it would include something to do with websites, but I didn't know the names. So I was caught up in problem solving, which is like a theory course, which, and to my surprise, because I thought university is a continuation from A level, but I discovered that from my A level computer science, just the practical part is what I do in university. I do not do any theory because we did a whole lot of theory. Like the syllabus for computer science in A level was just too long, very long. So it contained a lot of theory and practical, obviously. So just the practical part is what I did for my first semester. Um, and the only theory course I had was problem solving, but it's not the A level theory. It's more like theory explaining the practical. So the practical part is mainly covered in programming, whereby we use Visual Basic, and well, web development is not done in A level. We do not do web development in A level. But I knew web development through a friend during the holidays. When I went to my cousin brother's company, then I just found them coding and making websites. Then that's when they told me that I needed to learn HTML first in order to get into the web development field. And I guess that's where I actually discovered that it's pretty cool, actually. So yeah, and then I had to choose French and communication skills. Well, I knew I was going to do communication skills because it's like a mandatory item. So that's it.
That's really useful knowledge to know, especially for people who want to know more about what exactly it is you study when you do computer science at university. And it's nice to hear that, there's a difference between A levels and university as well. So at least that gives people, hope that there will be something interesting and something different to look forward to. So I know obviously we've spoken about the fact that you were very concerned about the course content. And now I kind of want to look at the the other things that you looked at when you were picking universities. So when you were looking at the possible courses to study, did you consider what facilities are available at the university? So when I say facilities, I'm asking about things like the library, sports facilities, quality of accommodation, how far away the university is from your home, and also, online study. Now that obviously, a lot of lectures are being delivered online in light of the recent lockdown situation.
Well, actually, I think it's actually very, very important, like really, really important to look beyond your courses, like to do a thorough research for all the universities that you wish to go to before actually applying, or rather during the application process. You need to do a thorough research because well, as for me, I haven't experienced campus life, but online learning was the last thing on my mind. It was the last thing I expected to ever do in life. I never saw myself having to do a complete semester without a physical teacher. I had never learned through the phone or through the computer. That was just new to me. So I urge you to do a thorough research. And if I had maybe done a thorough research, I would have known that Africa University can conduct online lectures. So I was greatly affected by this whole pandemic item. It really affected me because online was the last thing, and I never expected. And I was really looking forward to campus life, but well, it's unfortunate. And for those who like sports, you need to do a deeper research on what kind of sports that they offer and how sports are done, whether you like it, whether you don't. You should also, yeah, and also the accommodation. You should look into it too, because um, you might not like the number of people that will be there in a room. Um, you must know how to register for that accommodation, because such information cannot be clear on the websites. So you would have to do a deeper research so that you know on where to get more information. Um, and then you should also, when choosing a university, you should like know how they do their things, so that when you go there, adjusting and fitting in won't be that hard. Of course, you'll be faced with peer pressure, that's just obvious for all universities, but you should know some know-how and some norms. Just like it was really, really and extremely weird having to do matriculation online. Like, it was very odd. Like, I had never seen or heard of matriculation being done online. So it was something that was really surprising. So I think if you do a deeper research, you won't be as surprised as I am or as I was, because it's like it was something new to me. So I didn't expect matriculation to be online, all lessons to be online, results to be published online. Everything is literally computerized. So you should know everything. You should know everything, and so that you adjust. Yeah, that's my advice. Dig in, dig through all corners.
Yeah, definitely, because you don't want to be taken by surprise. But it sounds like you've adjusted well anyway, which I'm really happy to hear. So just rounding up the whole, experience before we start looking more into current questions. From start to finish, can you describe the university application process in your experience and any key memories or feelings that you had when you were going through it?
Well, application for Africa University is not hard. It's actually easy. It just requires your data and your phone / your laptop or anything, and it requires one to have an email address. So this is what happens. You 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 download. You don't actually download the. You go to the Africa University portal, and then you're required to enter an email address, because you're required to have an email address. So when you create an email address, you go to the portal. Like, they actually give you a link to the portal, and they actually send you the passwords. So usually the first password, or rather the portal password, is the password that you use for your new email. So your new email password will be your student portal password, but that can be changed. And so you're sent an email with the link to the portal, like the academia portal. You open the link, and then you go where it says applicant, because you're still applying, you're not yet a student. And then you open the portal, and then that's where you're faced with a whole lot of stuff. That's where you do the answering of a whole lot of questions, which includes uploading your documents. And make sure when you upload your documents, make sure they're all certified. And so that means you need your O-level results. They should be certified. You need your O-level certificate. It has to be certified. You need your A-level results. They have to be certified. And you also need a copy of your birth certificate. It also needs to be certified. If I'm not mistaken, those are the main 4 documents that you'd have to upload, and obviously the proof of payment. So this is what happens. You get a picture of your documents. You scan, or rather you convert it to a PDF. So when you upload your documents, you upload them as PDFs. So after uploading your documents and filling everything else, which requires your name, the courses, and just you're required to choose 2 programs in case you haven't really fully made your decision. You don't really know what you want. You can actually list 2, like they allow you to have a second option. So just in case they don't give you the first program, they can give you the second program. So it's like you listing the possible programs that you can do or that you can get from the school. So, well, for me, I listed computer science, and then I also listed information systems, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was a third option, but obviously my priority was computer science. And well, I got computer science. And then they also like ask questions about your parents. You need to fill out where you live, contact details, addresses, what else? They also like ask about your work experiences, if you've worked before, or maybe, and if you have any other certificates, in particular educational certificates that you think would be of use for the application process. You're also given a platform to submit them. They also ask about your church, whether you're baptized, something like that. So they actually ask a whole lot of questions. And then the last part is the payment for the application. Well, when I applied in February because I was hoping to enroll for the March intake, but well, I ended up enrolling for the August intake. So I paid 400 RTGS for application fee. So I paid with Pay Now, if I'm not mistaken. And then then they sent me the proof of payment, and then you take a screenshot or a picture of the proof of payment, you convert it to a PDF, and you upload. When you upload your documents, you also upload your proof of payment. And then afterwards, for me, I got feedback after about 2-3 weeks. That's when I got feedback. And well, for me, I hadn't submitted my original A-level results. So they needed my original A-level results. So I had to go get my original results. Then I started again the registration process, the application process, I mean. But the good thing is you don't have to pay again. Once you pay, you pay, regardless of how many times you're going to be repeating the application process. You don't pay. If you have paid, and that's it. So then I applied again, and then this time they accepted my copy of documents. And in April, I got feedback that I had gotten a place for computer science. And yeah, since then I've been making payments for school fees, tuition, and all that. And then August, it was just registration and enrollment. And then, well, lessons started.
And now here you are. Gosh, how time flies. Throughout your time at university, what has been the most valuable lesson that you've learned so far? So, this can be either about academics or life in general.
Well, actually, on the academic side, I didn't really learn much. It was just information that I was meant to learn pertaining my course, or rather pertaining my program. I didn't really learn any life lessons academically. But on the good side, I learned about gender-based violence from Rotaract, and I learned to serve others. Just like our motto says, service over self. So I learned to serve others and to fight against gender-based violence, and also to empower women and other ladies who are facing such challenges, to stand up for themselves and fight for their rights, and not to keep themselves behind the scenes whilst facing such challenges. They should stand up and fight for their rights, fight for their lives. So that was a really valuable lesson from Rotaract. Thank you.
That's powerful. I love that. And I'm sure people who are in other situations as well, where they're finding themselves wanting to give up, can also take that advice on, not just to do with, being in the situation of being subject to GBV. So that's really great. I now have my final and maybe biggest question for you. Do you know what you want to do after university? Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?
Well, in 5 years, I see myself as a web developer slash web designer, because I am passionate in making websites and just being creative with my mind, just showing the world what I can do. Just interacting with the internet. That's what I am really passionate about. In as much as I like coding, like programming, I'm not the gaming type of person. I don't see myself making games or some others, maybe other softwares, because at one point in time, I actually thought of making a much more developed and improved Bible application, but well, if I maintain the motive and if I find the time, then I might do it, but it's not something that, it's not a long-term goal. It was just a short-term goal. So I see myself as a web developer or web designer, just dealing with websites. And I don't really want to work for a specific organization. I want to be self-employed. I don't see myself under someone's management or someone's authority. I want to do my own things, because when you have a business lady as a mom and she's extremely hardworking, she's a feminist, she believes in independence, you grow up like that. So she really inspires me when she does her work all on herself. She's not dependent on anyone. She fights for her family. It motivates me. So I would see myself as such a mom. Oh, yeah. But I want to be independent. And I'm one person who likes not really advising people, but just motivating people, just inspiring people. So right now, this is the opportunity to be working on myself, like my confidence, my speech, and stuff like that, so that I learn how to express myself. I know what to say. I know what to tell a person when they're in some type of situation. And I see myself as a very powerful Rotaractor. Like, I'm really proud to be a Rotaractor, and I feel the need to make a difference through Rotaract. So I got into the club willingly with a purpose, and I'm hoping to remain with the same motive and be the big web development Rotaractor. I don't know what to call that, but that's where I see myself in the next 5 years. And through Rotaract, I hope we motivate someone out there, we inspire someone out there, we help someone out there to get themselves out of a situation, just to put yourself on the safe side, just to help someone put back their life on track, and so that people don't lose hope, people continue pursuing and dreaming big for the betterment of the nation, I guess.
Tafadzwa, thank you so much for giving us your time today. I have had the best time talking to you, and you've been great with all your answers. I really wish you all the success in the future, and I hope your further studies go well. My name is Blessing Matamba. I've been your host for today, founder of Zimbabwe Bright Futures Syndicate, and I am saying thank you and goodbye.